All right, cyber traders, good afternoon and welcome on back here this Wednesday, January 20th, shortly after 2:30 p.m. Eastern time. Welcome on back here for our afternoon meeting. Should be good to go across the trading room, at least for all of us on social media, Facebook Live and YouTube. Well, first and foremost, welcome on back. I hope that you can hear me loud and clear. Let's hop right into it. Hey, I'll just say this, right? Unless if you live outside the U.S. and just don't really follow U.S. politics, or unless if you are here in the U.S. and your head's completely in the sand, then you would know otherwise that we had a new president today, right? So that is simply why the markets are trading higher. Looks like investors are awaiting further stimulus information. Of course, we had also some strong earnings on Morgan Stanley, Netflix, some name brand companies that could help lift the market, lift the sectors that they're in. So, hey, we ended up seeing the Dow break higher heading into the mid-morning. We saw it move up higher a little bit heading into the early afternoon. I know the S&P broke new highs, new all-time highs. So, hey, whether you like them, don't like them, we're not here to talk about that. At least it goes to show we've had a nice reaction thus far. Will it stick? Will it stick long term? Only find out, right? But I don't want to jump too much into that, not just because politics personally nauseate me, but we also have class on the horizon coming up later on this afternoon. So coming up later on at 3 p.m. Eastern time, we're continuing the Phase 1 stock course. Phase 1, lesson number 2, we'll actually be talking all about getting your computer set up, your computer system, your platform set up. As a newly enrolled student, this is a very important class to go through because this is, again, we had mentioned this from the morning today at least, but Phase 1 is essentially, square one for us here. And really from the top of the year, calendar year in January, we really begin with the very first lesson. So you need to know, how to get set up on your computer, how to get set up on your platform before you even consider plugging a trade in. So, I look forward to that class. Rich just posted the link in the chat board for all of our students here. Make sure that you click that link right before we start, at least just to join. All right, so what's on the screen right now? The APRE making a nice push heading into the afternoon. It's more of the daily chart that piques my interest a bit more here. So, we ended up seeing the stock drop, got crushed going back into the end of last year. Not going to calculate it, probably like an 80% move down, 80% gap down here. So you only hope to see this make a fraction of a recovery, a gap fill, so to say, a short squeeze. So nonetheless, it's taken its sweet time, kind of just meddled around here underneath 5 for the last week and a half or so. Or I guess underneath 6, but nonetheless, broke out heading into this afternoon. It's trying to move back up right now. You could see it just sharply pop back up from 570 on the 1-minute chart here. So, the hope, of course, that's the key word, hope. But we hope to see support build. We expect to see at that point a pop up higher to see this make a new high and continue to fill the gap on the daily chart. So, just to begin, I really don't mind just putting this on the top of our list. Well, it's number 1 here so far. But, what we'll do, folks, is go from top to bottom for any of the others. We'll kind of list underneath the AMPE here. I like this one a lot, though, still. OBLN, I'd be remiss to not begin with this otherwise, right? So number 1 on the gainers list still at this point. Of course, you can see on the 1-minute chart just kept going up and up and up and up and up and up, and I can keep saying that. But obviously at this point heading into the afternoon, it hasn't really made too colossal of a pullback yet. It's starting to, though. You could see it broke underneath 10. It kind of made a double top heading into 2 o'clock, 2:15 here. Snap down below 10, 950. So, you could see this beginning to shake. I mean, for a stock that made a move from 270 up to 1077, it's still kind of near those highs in relation. But, we'll still keep this on our main list, the OBLN. I would hope to see this again. The keyword here, I guess, for this meeting is hope. But given this last shake here, it might not come. So we'll keep the spotlight on this still. We hope to see this breakout once more, perhaps over 920, 930. It's probably going to shake around. If it does do that, I wouldn't expect for it to be like a clean, perfect trade on the way back up. So watch your trend off the highs and look to see it break higher itself. If we didn't have class today, for all of us on social media, at least, I'd copy and paste the news from Benzinga Pro, but I want to make sure all of our students in our cyber group room are prepped up, good to go. We fly through our scanners here pretty quick. The ADMP I got caught up on just a moment ago. I took 2-cent loss, but it's a cheapie. I did 2,000 shares at first. Then I jumped in on 3,000 shares expecting the higher high, and I didn't get it. So you got to know when to fold them. So, kind of took a small loss in relation. I got out at 148 on my second attempt. It crashed to, I guess, 144, pushing back up for right now. It's just choppy. It's still kind of near the highs, I guess. High of the day, 163. It's at 150. I don't know. I feel like it's traded a lot of volume already, so maybe we'll check back in with this just if it ends up making a big push in the next few moments. And if I see it pop up on Benzinga Pro, I'll certainly just jump back to it. All right, so I'll write this on the side. All right, so getting back to the list here, SCS TCN. That's my trader's dyslexia kicking in there. I guess popped up shortly after the morning and then flattened out there. So keep it going. TMDI. I saw Donnie call out here, moving up towards 3. So it's looking pretty good. Still pretty close to its highs, strong in its trend across the day. Iceberg order on the ask, not just at 3, but also at 295, a 44,000 share order. So that's a pretty big level for this thing to break. It's a tall order, so to say. I'll put this on our list. Don't mind giving this a look. Hopefully, again, makes the pop up higher from there. KR. I've never seen this ticker before. Kind of inconsistent, patchy volume spikes there. You know, it popped up from 450, popped up from 5, and shook back down. So this one looks a little bit weaker. Say the same with not Tesla here, but TLSA, not TSLA, but yeah, same thing there. All right, we'll kind of just skim through, folks. See if there's any other familiar names that look good that we've traded over, you know, today, from yesterday, so forth. GSAT, I know that we were calling this out earlier on this morning, at least after the market opened. It broke out over $1. Made a nice move for the price. I mean, to take 10 cents on a cheapie like this, I would have been happy with that on that ADMP trade I took a small loss on just before. So right now, this is pushing up beautifully. I mean, needless to be said, I'll put this alongside the AMPE near the top of our list so far. All right, so right now on the ask here, at least you can see a 32,000 share order at 125. It made a pop and drop from there earlier. So if it re-breaks this, hopefully you end up seeing this make the push at least to 130 and go from there pretty much every 5 cents. INUV not doing much right now. I can just tell right away. Dare, same thing. These are all stocks from yesterday that ended up moving up actually higher this morning. So, you know, you got to ask yourself, when's it going to pull back? When's it going to pull back? You know, not every stock's going to be GRTS that goes from, you know, 8 to 35 here, right? So, you know, after this got halted on the way up, like 6 times on the way up, it got halted up once on the way down, and that was it. So we see this happen all the time. You never want to be caught up on a trade like this. Even if you're in from here, if you have a tough time getting out off the highs for every time it's getting halted, who knows? You might get stuck in this trap on the way down. So, you know, for anyone that, you know, had the as Fausto would say, anyone that has the cojones to jump in on this trade as it's moving up and up and up, and if you're able to retain profit, God bless. You know, hey, we traded this yesterday. It was a much easier trade yesterday, given it didn't break out as much, you know, compared to today. So yeah, at this point, I wouldn't expect this to make much more of a move higher. If it does, man, that thing is crazy. So, you know, Fausto said earlier today, between the GRTS, the ACRS trade, whatever drugs they're coming out with, the street is, you know, loving it. So, you know, I don't expect it to keep going up, but it was a nice trade for a while it lasted. NTN, we called out heading into the early afternoon off of 4. Unfortunately, a pop and drop from there. Norman asking about the GSAT. That one we already went through. That one's definitely on our list. That one's already on there, Norman. ECOR. There you go, Norman. I saw you call out ECOR. You may have been trading this just now. Popping up right now, breaking over 230. Still strong in its trend. Just got a little kick in volume just before here. Right here, 237, broke higher, essentially 20K print, 235. So it really needs to re-break that 35 price. You know, that's the high, but, you know, 20K print filled there. So there's more to go. So I like this trade still. I'll put this on our list, make the cut. We have a lot of stocks like this heading into the afternoon. So, you know, if we keep finding more, well, we might have to be a little bit selective with what we put on, what we don't. 3, 5 on our list so far. Not bad. All right, let's keep it pushing. We got Netflix, obviously not really tradable based on its price. Just want to look at it. I mean, man, this thing's a beast. Going up and up and up. If anyone's playing the swing or the investment on it, or obviously the option, perhaps, you know, hope you're doing well. Just not really the type of stock I'm looking at day trade heading into the afternoon. I didn't mean to click this. I meant to click the UAVS here. UAVS getting a little push right now. High of the day is at 1475 right off the market open. So really outside of that, it is, you know, really moving up well from like 11 o'clock Eastern, pop from or bounce from 13, a higher low, and grinding on up back up towards this 1450 here. It's a stock that we've been trading over the last few days. I don't know. I mean, just I'll kind of put this on the side alongside the ADMP trade. It would not surprise me if this ends up making a push at least towards that 1450, but a little bit of a spread, little thin liquidity on the book. That's the type of stock I'd rather kind of avoid, but we'll check back in with this just at the end, though. Give it a second look. All right, we'll hop over to the losers list here. DSS, what the heck happened here? Jeez, down 26%. It looked like it's down more given what happened on the daily chart here, but obviously it was down more once the market opened. So it's recovered pretty nicely since, still at the highs. So making that same type of gap fill that we hope to see the AMPE make. All right, this will make the list, make the cut, DSS. Normally, I would say that there's a lot of stocks that are hard to borrow near the top of the losers list, which is very true. But you know what? The stock was down enough to say maybe I'll give it a look, and actually, surprisingly enough, it looks great. So yeah, I can't say the same for the CHNR. So from there, we'll kind of just skip through. I'll tell you what, though, Gevo. Man, this was a nice run up heading into the afternoon. It popped, of course, after the market opened, but after that, it really made a fine push back up. Now, kind of tailing back down. So, given the volatility from the last few days, seeing this run up and up and up, a couple days, down, but then a huge gap up yesterday, and then pop higher from there. You'd expect to see the same out of the OBLN at some point. It's going to come crashing back down. So, for right now, this trade we're going to keep on the side. Maybe check back in with it tomorrow, maybe next week. It's funny. I just thought today was Thursday. Maybe tomorrow, maybe Friday, and then maybe next week. There you go. All right. What else we got here, folks? We got Mara down 12%. We got the bingo trade that made a nice drop off, at least off of offering news. It was more of a pre-market push after 8 a.m. Recovered nicely. Pretty flat right now. Jump back to Mara. Pushed up earlier. That and Riot bounced pretty nicely. A great short on Riot earlier today. I'll say that much. I left college tuition's worth of money, on the table, for my future kids. I don't have any kids on the way, but you know what I mean? Just for my future kids down the line, I left a whole tuition's worth of money on the table for Riot. I'll show that in a moment. I don't have my Bitcoin charts up right now, folks, so I can't exactly do that, like, Bitcoin minute that I like to do. Nonetheless, though, Bitcoin dropped off earlier, bounced back up a bit. We're waiting for the next big move. It's kind of making a big pennant on its daily chart. Let's see. What else we got here? I'll jump to Riot. I'll show that. Obviously, Mara dropped off, so you'd expect the same from Riot. This was a hell of a short opportunity once the market opened. I took a few losses on it, expecting a cleaner break from 23, but once it made that final push off 23, it was well worth the wait. Well, it was well worth taking a couple tiny losses at first, able to run this all the way down at 22, and then obviously much lower from there. So really sharp drop off, really sharp bounce back up. Goes to show why we love this stock. It's just a very day tradable stock, both ways, long and short. For right now, not really doing too much, so I'll pass. Acer from yesterday and the day before ended up making back-to-back runs up, and then the drop off today. The fact that this is shortable, I forgot about, so looks like this would have been a good trade too. Yeah, I'll tell you what, folks. The market up a whole lot here. I wouldn't expect for there to be a whole lot down on the losers list, anything that looks good. So I'll toss it to you folks here in the trading room, you folks on social media, Facebook Live and YouTube. If there's anything else that you see that's worth watching, up, down, left, right, 5% or more at least, just type it in the chat board. Let me know. UAVS. Yeah, Norman, we already went over that. Let's take a look at that one again. That's kind of on our side. So there's the push to 1450. Right on cue. A lot of volume on the ask at 1450 there, right? Or that got filled off the ask, time and sales wise at least. You know what? It's making the push now. I guess we don't have really too big of a list so far. I'll slip this one on here. Definitely more of a level 3 to 4 stock, I'd say at least. Be careful on this trade based on the small tier sizes, lack of volume. It already popped and dropped from 1450 here, so how about this? A little teaser for all of us on social media as to why you need to join us inside the trading room. One of our students, Scott, ended up just posting his picture. I appreciate that, Scott. I forgot that you always do that now. So Scott ended up just posting his picture on Bitcoin, which I always appreciate. Thank you so much, Scott. For all of our students live inside our trading room, just click the picture. It'll pop up in large. You can see what Bitcoin's doing right now. For all of us on social media, you see the banner below right there. Make sure that you go right to the link below to sign up for the Cyber Group Trading Room. Just join us for the week. All right, folks, I think that just about does it, though. I will jump back, I guess, to ADMP. I said if I was going to jump back to UAVS, I'll jump back to ADMP here. Look at this. No kidding. Ha. Oh, right on time, right? Hopefully not too late here, but this just made the pop from like 153, 154. Whoa. All right, so there we go. That's why I put it on the side, right? Give it a second look. And right there, pushing up higher. All right, cool. So hopefully there's a lot more to come on both of these trades. And then alongside that, all these others that are on the list here already. I mean, again, GSAT, AFPE, I kind of wrote near the top of our list already. Those look really good. And then here at this point, both of these that we just went over, the UAVS, ADMP also look pretty good now. All right, so folks, in total, we got 2, we got 4, we got 6, we got 8 stocks on our watch list heading into the afternoon. Really not too big. So I'm pretty happy with myself there, I'll say. All right, folks, well, I'm going to get ready for class. I'll copy and tweet the picks coming up for all of us on social media and for all of us inside the trading room as well. But I look forward to seeing most of us from the trading room inside our phase 1 stock course later on today. I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care.